Chosen one, stop scrolling. Take a moment and breathe, because you were guided here with purpose. You didn't land on this message by chance. Something in your energy field, something in your intuition, something in your spirit aligned perfectly with this moment. Tonight carries a frequency that your soul has already felt rising beneath the surface. A quiet shift, a subtle pull, a sense that something in your life is about to change. You've been sensing this all day without understanding why. The heaviness you felt earlier wasn't weakness, it was your spirit recalibrating. The sudden moments of clarity weren't random thoughts, they were signals. The emotional waves, the strange déjà vu, the inner restlessness, all of it was the universe trying to get your attention. Chosen one, this message is meant for you today because something big is shifting in your timeline. You've been walking through an invisible transformation, separating from old energies and preparing for a chapter your mind hasn't fully caught up with yet. You may have noticed people becoming distant, conversations feeling different, or emotions rising for no obvious reason. These weren't setbacks. They were signs that your old frequency can no longer support who you're becoming. Your spirit has stepped into a higher vibration, and tonight that shift becomes impossible to ignore. What has felt confusing will start making sense. The heaviness will lift. The clarity will return. Your direction will sharpen, and the opportunity that has been quietly forming in the background is getting ready to reveal itself. Chosen one, stay with this message. There is something here that your soul has been waiting to hear, and this is only the beginning of what the universe is trying to show you. Before we go deeper, type your lucky number 11 in the comments as a sign of alignment and readiness. It tells the universe you are open to receive what has been preparing for you. And if your spirit already feels the truth of these words, make sure you hit subscribe, because the next part of this message will reveal exactly why the shift is happening tonight and what it means for your destiny. Chosen one, listen closely. This moment you're standing in is not an accident, and it is not just another passing phase. Something around you has been shifting quietly, moving in ways you couldn't quite name but could unmistakably feel. You've noticed the strange rhythm in your own spirit, the days when a sudden heaviness sits on your chest without explanation, followed by moments where your heart feels almost weightless, as if preparing to rise into a new reality. These fluctuations are not emotional confusion, they are signals, indicators that the energy surrounding your life has begun rearranging itself with intention. There has been movement behind the scenes for longer than you realize. Threads being pulled, doors being aligned, people being repositioned. You may have felt isolated, misunderstood, or disconnected, but even that was part of the preparation. You were being pulled back from old timelines, old energies, old versions of yourself, so you wouldn't be anchored to what needed to fall away. What you're stepping into now isn't ordinary change. It is a rare cosmic turning point, one that only visits a few chosen souls in a long cycle. It's a divine interruption, the kind that stops your life just long enough for something new to be written. Your intuition has been whispering that something is coming. That subtle pressure in your spirit, the strange dreams, the sudden memories that resurface as if asking to be released. All of these are signs that the universe is clearing space around you, not to test you, but to ready you. Because what approaches your life now requires room. It requires a lighter heart, a more grounded mind, a deeper sense of who you truly are beneath the noise of the world. You may not see this shift fully yet, but you've already begun aligning with it. Every time you walked away from chaos instead of engaging, every moment you chose silence over reacting, every time you listened to your intuition, even when it didn't make sense, you were answering the call of this very moment. You were preparing for an elevation that was written long before the season began. Chosen one, the path ahead of you is being illuminated softly, almost imperceptibly, because your spirit is meant to rise with awareness, not shock. This transition will not crash into your life. It will unfold, like dawn pushing back the night, slowly at first, then all at once. And when the clarity arrives, you will understand why you had to go through so much quiet rearranging, why certain people drifted, why certain situations collapsed, why certain emotions surfaced out of nowhere. Nothing was random. Nothing was wasted. Everything was clearing the way. You are stepping into a timeline where your purpose becomes louder, your intuition becomes sharper, and your inner strength becomes undeniable. This is not just a shift. It is a recalibration of your entire destiny. And the universe waited until now. Because now you're ready to receive what your old self could not hold. Chosen one, breathe. The turning point has already begun. You've been carrying a weight inside you that no one around you has fully understood. A quiet battle, hidden behind your strength, hidden behind the way you keep moving even when your spirit feels stretched thin. There are moments when you feel pulled in two directions at once. A part of you wanting to hold on to what feels familiar, and another part urging you to release everything that no longer matches who you're becoming. This inner tension isn't weakness. It's the sign of a soul preparing for elevation. It's the way transformation feels before it takes shape. There have been nights when you questioned your own clarity, when you wondered why your emotions felt louder than usual, why your heart seemed unsure of what it wanted. That confusion wasn't a mistake. It was your spirit trying to separate what still belongs to you from what no longer fits your path. Every moment of doubt was a doorway. Every moment of heaviness was a message. You've been shedding versions of yourself without even realizing it, letting go of beliefs, attachments, and expectations that once felt necessary, but now only hold you back. You've noticed the distance growing between you and certain people, not because you failed them, but because your spirit is shifting to a frequency they can no longer follow. The misunderstandings, the loneliness, the emotional silence you've endured. None of it was a punishment. It was preparation. The universe was slowly removing noise from your path, now so you could finally hear yourself again. You've questioned your timing, your decisions, your purpose. You've wondered why your blessings felt delayed, why your progress felt invisible, why your efforts didn't match the outcome. But deep down, in the quiet moments, you felt something else, an instinct that refuses to die, a whisper that tells you you're closer than you think. That whisper is your truth. It's the compass your spirit has been trying to follow beneath the chaos. Your exhaustion is not a sign of defeat. It's the body adjusting to a new frequency. Your doubt is not a setback. It's the old self resisting its final release. The disconnection you felt isn't emptiness. It's clearing. Space being made for something you're finally ready to receive. You are not breaking down. You're breaking open. And even when part of you fears losing what you know, another part, a deeper, wiser part, is already reaching for what's coming. You feel the pull because you were never meant to stay where you've been. Your spirit has outgrown the rooms you once tried to shrink yourself into. The discomfort, the uncertainty, the emotional storms, they are the final signs that the chapter you've been living is closing. Not because you failed, but because you learned what you were meant to learn. Something inside you is awakening. Something within you is aligning. And even though it feels like you're walking through a fog, every step you take is guided. Every feeling has a purpose. Every struggle has been shaping you for the moment when everything finally shifts in your favor. Your spirit knows the truth, even when your mind doubts it. You are transitioning into a version of yourself that your past could never have carried. You are stepping into a life that your old fears could never have survived. This conflict you feel, it's the sign that elevation is near. Chosen one, what you've been feeling lately is not confusion, not loss, and not coincidence. It is alignment. It is the quiet truth of your spirit rising into a version of yourself that your old life can no longer hold. The discomfort that has been lingering in the background. Those moments when your chest felt tight for no reason. When familiar places suddenly felt foreign. When people you once trusted grew distant. None of this is random. Something inside you has been shifting long before you had words for it. Your energy has been cleansing itself, loosening the old ties, preparing your path, even while you were still trying to understand what was happening. You may have noticed how certain chapters closed without warning. Doors you tried to keep open began to shut. The conversations faded, and people who once occupied so much space in your heart suddenly drifted into silence. At first it felt like rejection. It felt like loss. But chosen one, it was protection. It was the universe removing everything that couldn't travel with you into the next level of your journey. You weren't being abandoned. You were being prepared. Much of what fell apart was never meant to survive the vibration you are rising into now. Even the strange timing of events, the sudden delays, the unexpected pauses, the moments where life felt like it was holding its breath, these were not setbacks. They were alignments. They were the universe shifting things behind the scenes so that when the next opportunity arrives, it fits you perfectly, effortlessly, completely. You are not moving backward. You are being rerouted towards something you would have missed if anything had happened sooner. Your intuition has been louder lately for a reason. Those sudden thoughts that appear out of nowhere, that inner pull telling you to wait, to move, to speak, or to stay silent. That is your higher path whispering to you. Your spirit is remembering something your mind hasn't caught up to yet. You are being guided, not guessing. You are being awakened, not overwhelmed. The revelations you've been receiving, the dreams that feel too vivid to ignore, the synchronicities repeating around you, they are all confirmations, signs, gentle reminders that you are not walking blind. You are walking chosen. What is leaving your life now is clearing the space required for what is coming. And chosen one, what's coming carries the frequency of everything you prayed for, everything you grew for, everything you silently endured for. Trust the unraveling. Trust the silence. Trust the shift in the air around you. Your spirit is aligning you with a chapter where you no longer have to shrink, question, or negotiate your worth. You are being moved into a season where everything matches the truth of who you are becoming. This is not the end. This is the revelation before the rise. There is something you must understand in this moment of rising energy. Not everyone is meant to walk with you into the next chapter. As your spirit expands, it naturally creates distance from what is small, what is draining, what is rooted in an older version of you. Some people feel that shift before you do, and instead of supporting your growth, they may respond with discomfort, jealousy, or silence. This isn't betrayal, it is spiritual separation. A natural recalibration that happens when a chosen soul begins moving toward a higher frequency. You may feel the urge to hold on, to explain, to reassure, but this is the moment where you must choose your path over your past. There will be opportunities that appear harmless or familiar, almost comforting in the way they pull you back toward old rhythms. But every cycle you've already outgrown returns one last time as a test to see if you will choose expansion or fall back into what once felt safe. The universe isn't trying to confuse you, it's trying to strengthen your discernment. Some doors reopen not because they are meant for you, but because life wants to see if you've learned to stop entering rooms where your spirit dims just to keep others comfortable. You might notice certain emotions resurfacing. The heaviness, the doubt, the sudden waves of nostalgia that make you miss things you already healed from. These emotions aren't here to break you. They're reminders of how far you've come, a gentle echo of who you used to be, asking if you're truly ready to let that version of yourself go. Do not mistake emotional turbulence for a sign to turn back. Turbulence always comes before elevation. There's a hidden lesson in this phase. Do not shrink yourself again. Do not silence your intuition just because the truth it reveals feels inconvenient. Do not step back into old roles where you had to pretend to be smaller, quieter, less awakened just to make others feel comfortable. You are not meant to dim your own light for the sake of harmony. That kind of peace is not peace at all. It is self-abandonment. Right now, every distraction is disguised as comfort. Every delay is disguised as familiarity. Every temptation is disguised as something you once desired. But you have changed, and what once fit your spirit now feels too tight, too heavy, too limiting. Trust that discomfort. It is your inner warning system reminding you not to return to what you prayed to outgrow. This is the part of the journey where the path becomes quieter, narrower, more selective. And it's meant to be that way. Your spirit is rising into a chapter where only alignment can stay with you. Everything else, every old habit, every draining connection, every illusion of safety is falling away because it can't survive at the altitude you're moving toward. Listen closely. Stay awake. Don't repeat what you've already healed from. And above all, remember this. When the universe removes something, it is never to punish you. It is to protect the version of you that is finally emerging. There comes a moment on every chosen soul's path where the loudness of the world begins to fade and the quiet voice within becomes impossible to ignore. You are standing in that moment now. Everything around you may seem uncertain, but in truth, the universe is guiding you with a level of precision you cannot yet fully see. The next step in your journey doesn't require force or fear. It requires grounding, a slow exhale, a gentle return to yourself. Your spirit has been whispering the way forward, not through chaos, but through those subtle nudges you keep brushing off as coincidences. Those small ideas that rise out of nowhere. Those inner pulls that ask you to pause instead of rush, to listen instead of react, to trust instead of worry. This is the time to lean into that guidance. The noise of fear has been trying to convince you that you're running out of time, but the truth is the opposite. Your path is being aligned for you, piece by piece. in the exact order your spirit can handle. Let the universe rearrange what it needs to rearrange. There's nothing you need to chase, nothing you need to force. What is meant for you is already moving toward you, and your only task is to stay open enough to recognize it when it arrives. Release the panic that tries to grip your chest at night. Release the doubt that tells you nothing is changing. Release the urge to hold on to people or situations whose energy is slipping away from you. When things fall off your path right now, it is because you are being shifted to a level where those old energies simply cannot follow. Protect your peace, because it is in silence that the next instructions will reveal themselves. Protect your mind, because worry clouds the very intuition that is meant to lead you forward. Protect your spirit, because you are walking into a season where clarity will matter more than speed. Do not rush your becoming. The universe is asking you to move with intention, not desperation. Listen to the quiet thoughts that feel strangely comforting. Pay attention to the subtle pulls that repeat themselves across different days. These are not random. They are signs woven specifically for you. Every gentle whisper from within is a breadcrumb on the path ahead. And when you stop resisting, those whispers turn into direction. You are being guided toward a version of your life that will require a calmer mind, a stronger spirit, and a deeper trust. Step into that alignment now, not by doing more, but by letting yourself simply be. You are closer than you think. Stay grounded. Stay receptive. Stay aligned with the future that is already unfolding beneath your feet. The next chapter won't demand your fear, only your presence. There comes a moment, chosen one, when the path in front of you is no longer something you walk toward, but something that rises up to meet you. And that moment is here. What is unfolding around you now isn't random, and it isn't accidental. It's the shift your spirit has been preparing for long before your mind understood it. Every delay, every detour, every heartbreak, and every quiet night where you felt suspended between who you were and who you were becoming, all of it has been leading to this threshold. You are stepping into a new timeline, one that has been waiting for your acceptance, your courage, your willingness to finally surrender the weight you were never meant to carry. This transition might feel unfamiliar, almost like you're drifting into a version of yourself you haven't fully met yet, but feel deeply connected to. That's because the universe moves before it explains. The signs always appear before the meaning becomes clear. And tonight, the energy around you is arranging itself with intention, aligning you with moments, opportunities, and breakthroughs that will mirror the internal work you've done in silence. You may not see the full picture yet, but you can feel the pull, the quiet invitation to open your hands instead of clenching them, to allow instead of forcing, to trust instead of fearing what you cannot see. Everything you've gone through recently has shaped a deeper strength, a quieter wisdom, a steadier intuition, and now you are being guided to release resistance and step into the new reality forming at the edges of your awareness. Do not shrink back into old versions of yourself just because they feel familiar. Do not cling to relationships or situations that only existed to teach you, not to accompany you into your next chapter. The universe isn't taking anything from you. It's clearing space so you can finally hold what is meant to stay. And what is meant for you will not come with confusion, doubt, or heaviness. It will arrive with clarity, alignment, and flow. So breathe, chosen one. Let your shoulders loosen, let your chest soften, let your spirit open. The shift that begins tonight will show you exactly why the waiting was necessary and why the struggle had meaning. You are not stepping into hope. You are stepping into alignment. You are not asking for a miracle. You are becoming the version of yourself that can receive it. Stand at this threshold with courage. Meet the future with calm eyes and pull out an open heart. Your new timeline has already begun moving toward you, and all that's required now is your acceptance. Let it unfold. Let it arrive. Let yourself rise into everything that has been prepared for